This is Motoring Today, the Philippines' premier and longest-running weekly motoring news and features TV and online magazine. I'm Ray Louie Gamboa.
And I'm Susie Gamboa. Here are this week's features to watch out for.
On Motoring Forum, we shall discuss DOTR's plan to suspend PNR services to facilitate construction of the North-South Commuter Railway project. Our road safety reminder in the Young Street Smarts portion centers on the first stop, first to go rule. This week's Pine Chapel shall be about the impropriety of playing loud music in PUVs. Showcase this week shall have the compact SUV crossover from Maxus, the D60 Pro.
All these plus the latest news in transportation and traffic management, as well as developments in the automotive industry, are on this week's edition of Motoring Today. Join us.
Mitsubishi Strada athlete, confident to the core.
Welcome back to Motoring Today. Here now are the latest news and developments in the country's transportation and traffic management.
The Department of Transportation has revealed plans to have the Philippine National Railway suspend its commuter train service to facilitate the construction of the North-South Commuter Railway project. The DOTR said the PNR will first suspend rail services between Governor Forbes Station in Malabon to Calambay, Laguna, and later the services between Alabang and Calamba. The final schedule of closures will be announced at least 2 months before implementation. Published reports quoted DOTR Undersecretary Cesar Chavez as saying the suspension of PNR services will expedite the construction of the NSCR by around 8 months and save at least 15 billion pesos. The suspension of PNR operations will also facilitate the relocation of utilities, the laying of tracks, and setting of posts for the NSCR. The DOTR says it is working with the Land Transportation Franchising Regulatory Board to provide alternative transportation for commuters affected by the stoppage of PNR train services. Options include issuing special franchises for buses that will ply routes passing stations serviced by the PNR. The government plans to sell its 3.46% stake in NLEX Corp. It has tasked the Privatization Management Office to rebid a 2 million peso contract for consulting services to determine the value of the 649,198 shares in NLEX Corp owned by the national government. Interested bidders were given until February 22 to submit expressions of interest and eligibility documents. According to published reports, the renewed interest in selling the shares in NLEX Corp came after the Bongbong Marcos administration announced plans to sell government assets to bankroll the proposed Maharlika Investment Fund. A unit of the MVP-led Metro Pacific Tollways Corp, NLEX Corp, holds the concession for the North Luzon Expressway and the NLEX Connector Road, as well as the right to manage, operate, and maintain the Subic-Clark-Tarlac Expressway. The Light Rail Transit Authority is expecting the feasibility study on the LRT2 Kogyo Extension project to be submitted soon by the contracted consultant. The feasibility study is expected to project how much is needed to extend the LRT2 farther up in the Antipolo and the number of stations to be added. The study is also expected to estimate the volume of ridership to be generated by the Kogyo Extension project. According to published report, the LRTA is seeking to extend the LRT2 by at least 3 stations to the east to reduce the volume of passengers that builds up at the Antipolo Masinag station, the current endpoint of the line. The reports also added that the LRTA will present the submitted feasibility study to the Department of Transportation before deciding on the fate of the Kogyo Extension project. The Land Transportation Franchising and Regulatory Board has issued a memorandum circular that directs individual operators of traditional jeepneys to join existing cooperatives in order to continue operating. Under LTFRB Memorandum Circular 2023-013, individual operators may continue to operate by virtue of a provisional authority, which is automatically extended until 30 June 2023, but only if they join an existing consolidated entity, which can either be a cooperative or corporation. Only those individual operators who are able to join an existing consolidated entity on or before June 30, 2023 shall be allowed to have their PA extended until 31 December 2023, this circular is said. According to the LTFRB, the franchises of individual operators who fail to join a consolidated entity after June 30, 2023 shall be referred to the state. The LTFRB is continuing to push operators of traditional jeepneys to join cooperatives and participate in the government PUV modernization program. Jeepney operators and transport groups continue to complain about the high cost of acquiring modern jeepneys, even with all the fiscal and other incentives under the modernization program. They are calling for a review of the program in consultation with transport groups.
And those are the latest news and developments in transportation and traffic management. Coming up next is Motoring Forum, brought to you by Suzuki Philippines.
The past administration gave priority to the development of railway transportation. The present administration appears to be doing the same. The light rail transit system got rehabilitated, improved, and extended. So did the Philippine National Railway, which resumed suspended services, improved existing, and added new ones, all this to the benefit of commuters. Billion-peso railway projects were approved, funded, and got underway, including the North-South Commuter Railway. The 873.62 billion peso NSCR seeks to build a rail line connecting Malolos, Bulacan with Clark International Airport and Tutuban with Calamba. Now, the Department of Transportation wants to hasten the completion of the NSCR project, which involves constructing an elevated train system along the PNR line. And to do this, the DOTR has decided to halt PNR train services on both the Malabon to Calamba and Alabang to Calamba lines. The closure would be announced at least 2 months before these are implemented, the DOTR promised. According to DOTR Undersecretary for Railways Cesar Chavez, there was a need to stop the operation of PNR to achieve the objective of constructing the Southern Commuter Railway with speed based on the timeline and at minimal cost. The PNR services to Calamba suspended. The construction of the NSCR would be expedited by some 8 months and in the process generate at least 15 billion pesos in savings, he added. The DOTR says a ridership study showed the PNR Alabang to Calamba service averaged 2,000 passengers a day. These would be the number of commuters who would suffer inconvenience with PNR stopping the service between Alabang and Calamba. The DOTR said the stoppage of PNR services would also affect more commuters who take the train between Makati and Tutuban. Chavez revealed that the DOTR was already coordinating with the Land Transportation Franchising and Regulatory Board to provide an alternative mode of transport for those to be affected by PNR stopping its services. One option being looked at is issuing special franchises for buses to ply the routes paralleling the PNR lines and stations affected by the stoppage. The DOTR expects the suspension of PNR services to last around 5 years or until the NSCR is completed and operational.
You're back with us here on Motoring Today. We now have this week's important motoring tips, starting off with some road safety reminders from Toyota Motor Philippines. Kung marami kayong sasakyan na nakahinto sa intersection, keep in mind that the first to stop is the first to go. This way, maiiwasan ang banggaan at iba pang aksidente. Continuing with this week's edition of Motoring Today, let's now focus on proper driver's demeanor, especially for those driving PUVs. Here's Spying Chuper this week.
Payong tsuper lang kaibigan. Ako si Renato Sibalios, isa pong kapwa ninyo tsuper. Iwasan po natin ang pagpapatugtog ng sobrang lakas na musika sa ating mga sasakyan, lalo na po habang ito'y tumatakbo sa daan.
Dapat nating malaman na ang pagpapatugtog ng loud music sa loob ng sasakyan, pampasahero man ito o pribado, ay di lamang nakakapwerhisyo. Ito rin ay delikado. Kapag tayo ay nagpapatugtog ng malakas, ito ay nagdudulot ng ingay at nakakaabala rin sa ibang tao. Ang atensyon natin ay nababaling sa musika at hindi sa pagmamaneho natin. At kung tayo ay distracted, hindi tayo alerto sa mga nangyayari sa ating kapaligiran. Kapag ito ang nangyari, di lamang ikaw ang madidisgrasya, pati na rin ang ibang motorista.
Kaya palaging tatandaan, habang tayo ay nagmamaniho, kailangan palagi tayong alisto sa ating paligid. Ito po si Renato Ceballos, payong tsuper lang kaibigan, mula sa isang kapwa niyo tsuper.
The Mitsubishi Strada athlete, confident to the core.
Welcome back to Motoring Today. World of Motorsport is next.
The 2023 National Drag Racing Championship Series got off to a rousing start with the first leg of the Southern Series held at the Batangas Racing Circuit. Jody Aguila emerged as champion of the Hot Street class with Angel Angal as first runner-up and John Ronald Villaruel as second runner-up. Aaron Andal topped the Edmel class with Joseph Lowell Hernandez and Joseph Gabayan joining him on the podium as first and second runners-up respectively. Melvin Pamplona ruled the Quick 8 class ahead of Kerwin Pamplona, who finished first runner-up, and Jeremy Art Penular, who ended up second runner-up. Paulo Lim was champion of the Pro class with Michael Puna as first runner-up and Roniel Pasahol as second runner-up. Jeremy Art Penular performed much better in the Super Pro class and climbed onto the podium as champion, flanked by Alvin Abrigo and Melvin Pamplona as first and second runners-up respectively. Van Cleef Vargada ruled the Sportsman class with Christopher Matencio finishing first runner-up and Ivan Balmatero ending up as second runner-up. Jody Aguila also topped the Diesel class as champion with Jeremy Arevalo and Jonathan Marana flanking him on the podium as first and second runners-up respectively.
More on the world of motorsports here on Motoring Today, as we now give you Race Weekend. It was a great race weekend for those who love racing in the dirt, as the 2023 Philippine Rallycross Series flagged off with round 1 at the Driftwood Action Park in Indang, Cavite. I am here with the main person when it comes to the Philippine Rallycross Series, Mr. Olson Camacho. Sir, thank you for having us, and can we just ask you kung paano yung naging transition nyo sa bagong venue, and what are your thoughts about starting this Philippine Rallycross Series once again this year?
Yung transition normally ginagawa na namin talaga yung nag-iiba-iba kaming venue para yung mga drivers hindi nila kinakabisa yung racetrack. So talagang sinasadya namin every event namin iba yung track, iba yung layout, so iba yung length. So hindi talaga siya nagiging pare-pareho. And then ang mahirap lang na time namin yung during pandemic, like yung pinag-uusapan natin before, no, na bawal lahat, ang daming limitation, restrictions, yung ganon. Although during that time nagawa ko yon, napapayag ko si IATF, so nakagawa ako ng mga legs, no? Ilang races during that time. Tapos kukonti lang kami noon, pero excited yung mga tao na makalabas. But now, ayan, masaya na sila, madami na ulit, at marami ding mga bago na dumadating, you know.
So kamusta naman yung reception na nakukuha nyo sa mga sa mga participants, kasi I'm sure marami ditong gutom din talaga mag-race eh. So parang continuation of last year, how are you looking forward to this year?
Mas marami siyang bago. Every event namin, palagi siyang merong bagong dumadating, new faces, no? Literally, new cars, new faces, no? Yung mga dati na, so palagi regular na 'yan, no? Regular na sila. Pero yung mga bata, mas marami kaming bata. Like today, parang I think mga 12 newbies kami ngayon na literal na mga bata, hindi yung mga dati na sila sa motorsports. Hindi, ito talaga bago. Totally new. Tsaka mga babae, ang dami naming mga bagong mga kasama na babae.
Ang background ko talaga, mas naglalaro ako ng mga sim racing. Pero syempre hindi rin competitive. Tapos lately naglalaro ako dirt rally. Ayun, na-inspire ako na gawing dirt rally look yung car. Tapos, ayun, sumali na din sa mga dirt rally event para totoo na. Okay, syempre, sa sim racing, meron ka nung sarili mong rig, yung meron kang steering wheel, mga pedals, ganun. Yung theory mo, sobrang ma-apply mo dito, ang pinagkaiba lang talaga, meron kang G-forces. So, yun yung mararamdaman mo, tinatapong ka, tapos yung manibela mo, tapos yung kaba din, iba, kasi syempre, masisira yung kotse mo pagka, trinay mo. Yan, low stakes kapag sim racing, high stakes kapag sa real life.
Actually, nung nagka-drift foods na kami as family business, na-imagine pa lang namin yung mga rally car. Meron kaming 2 Corolla na liftback, tapos hindi namin alam kung paano kami magkakaroon ng tunay na rally experience back then. Mga 2015 yun eh. Nung nakagraduate na ako ng college, naka-full-time na ako dito, and I started working on my project cars. And nagka-time na ako magka-rally car, I think, wala pang year 2020. Ayun, na-meet ko yung isang nagiging sikat na gumagawa ng roll cage ng rally cars. Makilala ko yung rally shop na yon, The Best Auto Fix, sina Jun Magno. Nagka-instant connection kami na, okay, may lugar kami, tapos meron kayong yung rally network, kayo pala yung susi. And then, yun, nag-start kami magkaroon ng rally school after I met them. Future plans are to grow the sport talaga. Ang age ko, medyo may gap dun sa mga dati nang nagrarally na naririnig ko lang din sa kwento. And ngayon na may opportunity na makakontribute sa pagkakaroon ng events, pagkakaroon ng playground, Driftwoods Park is really the place to be. Sana masuportahan pa tayo ng mga maglalaro. Please come by, please come visit our park. Kahit bring your family and friends, hang out, talk about cars. And pag gusto nyo sumakay sa rally car, we provide this playground for you.
So I started in New Zealand, where I live. I started 12 years ago on small events, and then went to what you call rallycross, we call gravel sprint or rallying, in New Zealand. The Philippine Rallycross is amazing. The roads are more rough, tight, but what's great to see is the fun is the same. We all love cars and we all love driving them, but I'm really impressed by the way they build the cars, the quality, and the way they drive them is also good.
We started a couple of years back. We were friends looking for an activity, so we decided we're all car aficionados. So we decided maybe they'd try slalom racing. But I've been racing for a couple of years already, so they joined me in slalom racing. Our team did pretty well in slalom, and then we branched out. We went to circuit racing where Paulo was able to bag Driver of the Year, and then we joined a couple of races in endurance, where we also bagged an overall title. And then later on, maybe we were looking for something more, so we tried rallycross, and they tried rallying, and we're having fun, and it's a whole new ball game compared to slalom and circuit. So we're just trying to max out the fun out of our passions for car.
Well, the difference between the last race compared as now as the first leg, well, different courses, different race tracks. But here it's all dust compared to in Clark. It's like sandy. But we're enjoying for the team for the race rallycross.
Yung rallycross, welcome especially sa mga bago na from yung hindi nyo kailangan may experience, kahit wala kayong experience, pwede kayo sa amin. Pasyalan kayo dun sa aming FB page, no? Philippine Rallycross Series. And yung next leg namin, meron pa kaming 6 legs pa, at meron kaming 2 rally, yung Philippine Rally.
This year's Rallycross season should be an exciting one if the enthusiasm and performance exhibited by racers and teams on the dirt course of the Driftwood Action Park is any indication. And that's this week's World of Motorsports. We'll be back after this short break.
Kailangan ng maaasahan, kailangan ng matibay, pang matagalan kasama mo sa pag-unlad ng negosyo. Modernong disenyo, kayang-kaya ang cargo mo ng tatak na ito. Isuzu Travis, level up with Isuzu. Level up mo yung negosyo. Isuzu Travis, level up with Isuzu. Level up with Isuzu Travis.
Our Car of the Week is next on Showcase, courtesy of Prudential Guarantee.
Maxxis Philippines brought in the D60, a nominally compact SUV to compete price-wise in the subcompact segment, now one of the hottest in the country in terms of vehicle sales. The D60 arrived in 2 variants, the Elite, a 7-seater that should fit nicely as a family vehicle, and the Pro, a 5-seater SUV that should do well for those looking for a comfortable daily drive in the city and a competent weekend ride. The Maxxis D60 Pro, like the Elite, is 4,720mm long, 1,860mm wide, and 1,736mm tall, with a 2,760mm wheelbase. It may be a little hard to tell the Pro from the Elite by looking from the outside. The 5-seater comes with a black radiator grille with silver highlights, as well as 17-inch alloy wheels and 215/65 R17 tires, while the 7-seater features a distinctive cobweb grille design and 18-inch alloy rims with 235/55 R18 tires. Like the Elite, the Pro comes with roof rails, daylight running lights, rear fog lamp, rear window defogger, but the auto headlights on the 5-seater comes in halogen instead of LED, and the side view mirrors power adjust but do not power fold. The Maxxis D60 Pro interior is not as feature-packed as the Elite, but it comes with enough of the comfort and convenient features to make it good value for money. The Pro is equipped with power windows, central door locking, manual air conditioning with rear aircon vents, a multifunction steering wheel, even cruise control, but not the keyless entry and push start that comes with the Elite. But both share the same infotainment system with 8-inch touchscreen display, USB and Bluetooth connectivity, and 6 speakers. The Pro features sporty fabric upholstery for the seats. The driver's seat manually adjusts 6 ways. The front passenger seat just slides and reclines, adjusts 4 ways. The second row seat for 3 splits 60/40, slides and reclines and comes with center armrest. Underneath the hood of the Maxus D60 is a 1,490cc 4-cylinder turbocharged and intercooled gasoline engine with direct fuel injection that generates 169 PS at 5,500 revolutions per minute and 250 Nm of torque from 1,700 to 4,300 RPM. The engine powers the front wheels via a 7-speed dual-clutch automatic transmission that provides smooth gear changes. The D60 engine provides a good balance of performance and fuel efficiency that make it both fun and a practical ride. The multifunction steering wheel feels both light and responsive with electronic power steering. The suspension features McPherson struts in front and a multi-link system in the rear. The brake system comes with disc on all 4 wheels. They work to give the D60 a fairly comfortable and stable ride on city streets and country roads. Helping give confidence for a safe ride and drive, the D60 comes equipped with standard safety features and driver assist tech that include driver and front passenger airbags, side airbags, 3-point seatbelts for 5, and ISOFIX. A reverse camera plus rear parking sensors make it safer and easier to park the D60, especially in tight and crowded parking lots. The D60 Pro also comes with electronic parking brake with auto hold, electronic stabilization program, emergency brake assist plus hill hold control, tire pressure monitoring system, and immobilizer.
That's our featured vehicle in this week's showcase, courtesy of Prudential Guarantee. Welcome back to Motoring Today. The auto industry now takes center stage.
After 60 years of remaining steadfast and growing the brand in the country, manufacturing and distributing automobiles well loved by Filipinos, Mitsubishi Motors promises to continue rolling out locally assembled vehicles out of its factory in Santa Rosa, Laguna. This promise was made by Takao Kato, President and CEO of Mitsubishi Motors Corporation of Japan, who was the special guest during the 60th anniversary celebration held by Mitsubishi Motors Philippines Corporation.
The Philippines has been always and will be one of the most important markets for Mitsubishi Motors. I am proud that MMPC is the only car manufacturer which has never left the country, even during the economic crisis, and contributed to the economic development of this country. Through our manufacturing and sales operation, we will continue to contribute to such development, including transfer of technology, human resources, and creation of jobs in the country. Again, our commitment to the Philippines will remain unchanged for the future.
At the celebration, MMPC President and CEO Takeshi Hara highlighted how Mitsubishi grew and fostered brand loyalty in generations of families over 6 decades with the introduction of vehicles that appealed to Filipinos, from the Lancer, Galant, and Pajero to the iconic L300, Space Wagon, and the Adventure. Mitsubishi expects to continue growing the brand with trendy and class-leading vehicles like the Mirage, Mirage G4, Strada, Expander, Montero Sport, and Outlander PHEV, and enhancing the car ownership experience as well as making life better for Filipinos.
While also furthering the growth of the economy, we are indeed living up to our slogan, our local slogan, Right Made Better for Filipinos. Let's make our customers right better with our new brand statement. Mitsubishi is committed to offer a wonderful car ride experience to Filipino customers through continuous pursuit of innovation that will ignite the passion of all Filipinos.
Also during the celebration, local suppliers led by Mitsubishi Suppliers Association President Edwin Gallo were heartened by Mitsubishi's commitment to continue rolling out vehicles at Santa Rosa.
MMPC and suppliers had forged a strong partnership, not just a customer-supplier relationship, but a partnership that grew strong every year and every challenges that comes along our way. Our industry, the automotive industry, had experienced almost everything. We had our downs and we have also our ups in the last 60 years. But this will not stop here. We are looking forward what lies ahead. Our partnership will go strong and go a long way.
Speaking at the celebrations, Santa Rosa City Mayor Arlene Arcila lauded and Mitsubishi Motors for being a partner for progress of the city and the country.
Truly, MMPC has been an active partner in the progress of the city since day one, and of course on your 60th year, partner of the whole country in our economic development.
Hyundai Mobility Adventure, a virtual game on Roblox, came alive at the Glorieta in Makati. In the month of February, the Hyundai Mobility Adventure featured 3 new zones: the Global Driving Center, Philippine Driving Studio, and Philippine Local Culture Zone. These dedicated zones allowed players to discover or familiarize themselves with Hyundai vehicles and mobility solutions and have fun with virtual games on Roblox platform developed by Hyundai Motor. Hyundai Motor Philippines replicated what the Hyundai Mobility Adventure offered in the Roblox Metaverse at the Glorieta Activity Center.
Now we are in the Glorieta shopping mall in the Makati City. So we prepare the Hyundai Mobility Adventure, so you can enjoy it. It's our new concept of event.
The Hyundai Mobility Adventure at Glorieta featured the Ioniq 5-powered cafe, where visitors learn more about the brand's fully first electric vehicle while enjoying free hot or cold coffee and other beverages. The event also featured a display of the new SUV-centered lineup of Hyundai in the country that includes the Creta, Staria, Stargazer, and Tucson. Ballgoers all enjoyed the interactive trivia, quizzes, puzzle games, and freebies at the Hyundai Mobility Adventure.
And that's the week that was in motoring. Thank you for joining us. Also, don't forget to check us out on social media.
Until next week here on Motoring Today, now on its 36th year of continuing service to the general motoring public with a lifelong commitment to promote road safety. On behalf of our dad, Butch Gamboa, I'm Ray Louie Gamboa.
And I'm Susie Gamboa. Happy motoring!